So how do you double, triple, quadruple, maybe 10 times your money that you invest in any asset class, even if you're investing in real estate? Check this out. My name is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing real estate for 14 plus years. Started in Toronto, Canada since 2007 onwards in Dubai. I've been an investor myself and I'm an agent myself. I've made money, I've lost money. I'm also the author of the bestseller, The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. You can buy it off Amazon or you can order an ebook as well. You want to work one-on-one with me? There is a contact form below. If you've got general questions, I'd love to answer on YouTube itself so everybody else can benefit as well. Just put them in the comment section, okay? Here's the thing. I think at the earlier part, I want to have a discussion, and this is not a video where I'm so much as teaching or giving advice as much as sharing my thoughts with you with regards to real estate and investments. I think when I was a little bit more green behind the ears, and this is part of the reason, like, you know, coming up in the real estate industry in Dubai when money was just kind of like getting quadrupled, doubled, tripled, quadrupled overnight sometimes. I think me too had this belief that, you know, if you invest in real estate, you can pretty much double your money instantaneously. Now, sometimes that can happen, but let's have a little bit of a discussion, okay? Here's the thing, in my personal opinion, there's two things that you can do in any industry. It doesn't have to be real estate. And I want to talk about two specific examples, but there's two things in my personal opinion today that you can do to double, triple, quadruple, maybe 10 times your money. And both of those things are around, number one is mindset, okay? Here's the thing, in my personal opinion, okay, I'm touching 40 pretty soon, so I think maybe I know a little bit. Okay, it's a little arrogant to say I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, but this is my opinion and I'm putting it out for discussion. If you agree with me, mention it in the comment section. If you disagree, I'm happy to hear your point of view. I personally think that mindset is key to not just doubling, tripling, quadrupling money, but to almost anything that you and I go out there, achieve, do in this world, right? Mindset is key to good relationships. Mindset is key to being productive at work. Mindset is key to you making millions, maybe billions, trillions of dollars of wealth. Mindset allows you, when I say mindset allows you first to believe that it can be done. Secondly, to take the path that your conscious or unconscious guides you to make it done, yeah? So if there's skill set that needs to be learned, you're guided down that path by your mind. If there are people that you would need to network and meet with, you're guided down that path. If there are opportunities you must take, you're guided down that path to be brave, be like a lion, somebody who takes action, right? I think number one would be learning the right things. So in my personal opinion, mindset is very, very key, okay? So I'm just going to adjust this a little bit so you can actually see the top of my head clearly. Number one, mindset. Number two is linked to this, okay? Number two is value. My opinion, again, just my opinion. And the reason it's very linked is because mindset allows you to go out there and learn. When you learn, sometimes you learn from theory, like you're doing on YouTube right now, or wherever you might be watching this video. But sometimes you learn by applying. And as you apply, some things work, some things don't work. What ends up happening is the more you do, the more you learn, the more you do, the more you acquire the experience to add value to whatever you're doing. So whether it's investing in real estate, whether it's running a business, whether it's your relationship with your mother, father, wife, etc., so on, or your children, so on and so forth, your mindset allows you to be in that state to go out there and learn by practice, by theory, by finding mentors, to then be able to add extra value, to then be able to double, triple, quadruple your money. Let's get into some real examples, okay? I was talking to one of my friends from Canada. He's a professor. He's got a chemistry PhD. So we kind of like were roommates back in the day. And I was just talking to him about real estate investment, and he's giving me one example. And he doesn't realize it, but I'm from the real estate industry, and anybody who seems fit to correct me can correct me on this example, okay? So here's the example he gave me. Somebody, or I think him or one of his friends, bought some land for about $1.5 million. Took about 5 to 6 years to tear down the house, and then sold it for $2.2 million. Okay. Now I did some simple calculations on this, and from what I understood, $500,000 to $600,000 is what they felt is profit that they booked. Okay. What we're not taking into account is the time value of money, because you got 1.5 million blocked for about, I don't know, 6 years. But when I did the calculation, it was like, okay, so it looks like you made about $500,000 of 1.5 million. It's about 33% return on your capital that you've deployed. Divide that about with 5 years, you get about 6.6% return, okay? 6.6% return. I've done a loose calculation. I've taken some extra expenses over here. I've not even taken into account the salary of the people, the person who was managing the entire process, tearing down the house, rebuilding it, etc., so on and so forth. Because if you really took that into account, I think this number would go further below. But if you didn't want to be as conservative as me, you would be looking at an 8% return, okay? Now, I don't know the whole situation here, whether there was money borrowed from the bank, how much was the leverage, etc., and so on and so forth. But you can see, even with decent amount of work done over 5 to 6 years, the return was between 6.6 to 8%, right? Which in real estate, I keep talking about this, right? I see general return across the globe between 3% to 10%, 10% being on the higher end in the emerging markets where the risks are higher, therefore the rewards are higher. Those places like London, Paris, New York, where the risks are lower because the markets, I'm not going to say liquid, but they're established, mature markets, the returns are slightly lower as well, right? 3%, so on and so forth. I'm going to give you an example of one other person. You can find him on YouTube. I'll try to get my team to put a link in the description. Really great guy. His name's Mani Koshbin. He's, I think, a second generation American who does a lot of real estate, and his channel is really worth it. You can really learn tons of stuff from his channel. Okay. He gave an example where he went out and he got a deal. I think he put down like $1,500. And asset one, and then he sold it and then put it into asset two. I'll try to link the video, and he essentially made from $1,500 to $200. He made $240,000 by flipping this. Now, definitely possible in the US because the banks will give you the rest of the money as loans, etc., and you can flip assets. Now, to the naked eye, this looks very amazing, and I think it is. I think anybody who has the opportunity should go out, have the right mindset, learn from the right people, understand the right things that you must be doing, and then add value. I'm going to talk about adding value here, okay? Mani Koshbin was able to do this, and I'll tell you why. This guy looks at, I think I've heard in one of his videos, he might look at 300 properties or maybe 30 properties or 300 properties before he pulls the trigger. This was one of his earlier deals, but I bet you this deal was 20 years in the making for him, right? He was studying the market. He was trying to understand how he can do this, okay? A lot of people get in without this and then don't add value, because I bet you before he was able to do this, and the story is there, it's out on the internet, right? He added tons of value. And when you add value, that's how you do this. When you add value, that's how you get this. You don't really need to add value. Some people inherit tons of money, so money is easy to come by. But hey, These are two concepts you might want to consider. Have the right mindset and then add value to whatever proposition is in play so that you can take more money home with you, be happy, happy wife, happy family, so on and so forth. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. If this has helped you in any way, ring a bell in your head and perhaps you would like to work with me. There is a contact form below. If it's just generally helpful, press the like button. It'll help me get this word out to more people. Ciao for now. Bye.